And hello everyone, Peter here once again with another video for you. This video where I'm doing some drawing is a little bit different than most of them in that it's a real-time video, so I didn't speed it up at all. There are a couple, I did edit it a tiny bit because sometimes I would, put the phone down or, put the pen down and pick up my phone and text someone or something, or turn away to my computer, get up and go get a drink of water or something. So I did edit out a few breaks, but I didn't, change the speed at all. So this is a real-time drawing video for you. For those of you who want to see the speed I really draw things, this is just a smaller drawing. Sometimes I'm kind of hesitant about putting up, like longer videos because I feel like it kind of messes with like your average viewer retention percentage, like how long people stay in a video. Because I know most people, don't really want to watch a 20-minute video of someone drawing at normal speed, but some of you do, and I've heard some of you say that in past videos, that I posted, people say that it was going too fast and they want to see a little slower. That's fine, and I've posted some real-time drawing videos before. There's probably 5 or 6 of them on my channel. I'm just guessing at a number there. And so those ones were well enough received that I don't mind posting some more. So here's another one for you. I haven't posted one in a while, one of these. So I'll probably post some more in the future if you like these. The main problem with these real-time drawing videos is I never really know what to talk about. First of all, I'm drawing this on like a little square of paper. It's 5.5 by 5.5 inches roughly, and I had like this idea to do 1,000 of these drawings on 5.5 by 5.5 inch pieces of paper. So I have 1,000 little drawings, and they'd all be different. Of course, it would take a long time, but I would kind of tell myself, Peter, don't spend, like 5 hours on each drawing. Just kind of have fun, keep moving, spend 15, 20, 30 minutes on each drawing, and pump them out. So far, I've only done like 26 of them, so that's like, I'm not good at math. What is that, like 2.6%? Anyways, so maybe when I'm done, I'll have a cool video of me drawing 1,000 drawings all in a row. I don't know if that'll be a cool video or just like an overwhelming video. Maybe I should break it up, but I feel like to be epic, it should be all in one video. I don't know if it'll be really long, or each drawing will just be a split second, or I don't know. I'll have to think about it, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so I have a video of me drawing 1,000 drawings. This might be in like 20 years when I finish all these, but I kind of came up with this idea and started it because sometimes I just kind of have this craving for a bigger project. But sometimes I don't like having bigger projects because I don't like deadlines, like lots of times big projects do come with deadlines, and that's the part I don't like about them. So I just gave myself this big project, something I can go back to and settle into if I don't have anything else I feel like working on at the moment. I can just go back to drawing some more little squares, just little square drawings, and maybe I'll finish it one time at some point. And I don't have, haven't set myself a deadline, and that's all right. Yeah. And then at some point, I'll have 1,000 little drawings, and it'll be interesting to look at them all and see how they're all different and how they're the same, and yeah. And maybe I'll sell them, and that way people, most of the time I don't sell my originals just because I like having my originals. I did sell some originals several years ago, like right after I got out of high school, and I was in college. I was a little short on cash and stuff. I did sell some originals then, and I regretted it because I didn't sell them for like as much as I really wanted later, And I was like, wow, I really wish I still had that drawing instead of however much I sold them for. I don't remember. But I figured I might be able to, maybe if I finished these 1,000 little drawings, I could sell those instead. And people who really want to have one of my originals, could have one of those. I wouldn't sell them for too much either, so because they're just little drawings. Yeah, so these are fun. I've only got 26 of them done so far, but you know. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? I did recently buy myself an electric guitar. You might have seen a picture of that on Instagram. If you're an Instagrammer, if you're into that sort of thing. It was like a week before Christmas. I guess technically it was like a Christmas present for myself, but that's not really what I had in mind when I bought it. I wanted a guitar, so I got one. That's really about it. It's a LTD Telecaster. Apparently that's the brand that Metallica uses. Anyway, that's what the guy in the guitar shop said. And I got a little Roland Cube amp, and I got all the way home with my stuff. And I was like, so what do I need? Like, I'm a beginner. I never really played the guitar before. And I told him, what all do I need? He's like, yeah, you're gonna need like one of these guitars. He like pointed to like the rack of guitars that were, like between like $200 and $300 or $400. He's like, you can pick one of these, and he showed me a few of them. Let me play them or whatever. And he's like, then you're gonna need a strap, and you're gonna need a tuner, and I eventually ended up buying one and going home with it. And I unwrapped everything and got everything out of the box and I tried plugging everything in, and I realized I didn't have a lead. I didn't have anything to plug the guitar into the amp. And I had already been like driving around all day in my truck that barely runs anyways. And I'd already been driving around all day, and that's like the last thing I wanted to do was get back in my truck and drive back to the music store and buy a lead. I even like realized that I didn't need it, or that I did need it, and I didn't have it. It's like, I thought that, anyways, it was just like a huge miscommunication that the guy I checked out with wasn't the same guy I talked to in the first place. So I went back. I did go back, and I got a lead, and then I went back home and I plugged it in and started playing, and and of course immediately my fingers started hurting because some of those strings, like the bottom 3 strings, those things are tiny and thin and sharp. But yeah, so I never really played the guitar before, but I know how to read music more or less. I mean, I do know how to read music, because my mom tried to get me to play piano for a long time. She tried to give me piano lessons, and I played in the band in middle school and a little bit. Well, I played clarinet in middle school. I was first chair, and I never even really practiced. I think I just practiced more than anyone else or something. And like, no one really cared about it in middle school. It's kind of discouraging. But when I was in middle school, my sister's high school marching band needed more people, so I, as a middle schooler, played in their marching band. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I can do that. I know how to play the clarinet. I'm the best one. And they're like, no, you can't play the clarinet in our marching band. We already have some clarinet players, and clarinets aren't that loud anyways, so you have to play the mellophone. I was like, what's the mellophone? And I was imagining something that looked like a gramophone, like a record player with a big horn. Like, that's what popped into my head when someone said mellophone. But it turns out it's just the marching version of a French horn, and it looks like a big, fat, heavy trumpet. And it was very heavy. I think my arms got stronger that year when I played in the high school marching band. And yeah, I played the mellophone. That was it. That was interesting. I don't think I never got very good at it. But I learned a few routines marching around on the field and playing at the same time. Thankfully, there was at least one other mellophone player who had been playing a little bit longer than me, who I could, if I got lost in a few pieces, I could just kind of back off a little bit. Try not to, worse than not playing is playing the wrong notes, That will knock your score down a bit, in like a marching band competition. Yeah, so anyways, I know how to play. I know how to read music, more or less. And I've tinkered around on an accordion a little bit until my accordion broke. But anyway, so now I have an electric guitar. And yeah, I think I'll go at it. And of course, like the first thing you want to do when you get home with your electric guitar, with your guitars, is to practice a bunch and just, go crazy and learn. Like for the first few days, you're like on that new guitar high, but you can't because your fingers hurt so bad because you haven't been playing guitar. You don't have those calluses on your fingers, and it feels like you're playing knives instead of strings. It's frustrating. You just gotta back off and take your time. And I'm just now getting to the point where it's not bothering me, and it's a lot of fun. So I can just sit here and I've got the amp down there, and I've got my electric guitar, and I've got like a little mixer board that I bought a long time ago that I never plugged in anything, and I got some cables so that I've got my computer and my amp plugged into the mixer so that I can have my headphones plugged in the mixer. And I don't know, this is complicated to explain, but basically I can listen to my computer and the electric guitar on my headphones at the same time. I live in an apartment, so I don't really want to rock out, with my amp really loud at any given time, so I don't disturb my neighbors, because, my neighbors disturb me a fair bit, so I don't want to, I get paranoid about disturbing them. I never, hear anyone, listening to music or anything. It's just, I can hear them walking above me. And I've lived underneath people before, like when I lived in Florida. I had upstairs neighbors, but I guess maybe the floors there weren't paper thin or made of like aluminum foil and paper, something to make it extra creaky and loud. It's I think they've got upstairs, they've got some daily, maybe a schedule of lawn bowling going on, maybe some pogo jumping competitions, hopscotch possibly, just relays back and forth across the apartment. And they work in shifts too, I'm pretty sure, just to make sure that they've got someone moving 24/7. And what really baffles me is what possibly could a herd of buffalo, how could they, how could they even be grasping those lawn bowling balls? I don't know, but they do make a lot of noise. But I think I couldn't bring myself to say anything to them, because I'm pretty sure they're just regular people living regular lives, and in all reality, I don't think they're up there jumping up and down, stomping their feet as hard as they can, and I don't expect them to start tiptoeing everywhere. So the longer I live here, also, the more I'm getting used to it. So I'm sure in another month or two, I won't even hear it anymore, unless they start, flipping over refrigerators or something. It's gonna be fine. I'm not worried about it. I just think it's interesting. It's just the loudest people I've ever lived underneath before, and I think they're just doing normal things. They're not even partying or anything, because I've seen them go into their apartment, and it's just little kids. So yeah, who knows? Yeah, so I've got a guitar, and there's a little music studio near me, and I think they give lessons, so I might go in for just 1 or 2 lessons just to get a couple basics. I don't mind, just teaching myself. There's so much information online, there's tons of websites and YouTube videos. It's so easy just to find stuff for teaching yourself instruments these days, teaching yourself almost anything, as a matter of fact. But I wouldn't mind just going in for 1 or 2 lessons just to make sure I haven't just to get the fundamentals, get my foundation good, make sure I'm not doing anything drastically wrong, holding the guitar upside down or backwards, or something crazy like that. Because I guess that would be kind of crazy to learn it backwards or something. I'm sure someone's done that before, some famous rock star, only ever played the guitar, with his hands behind his back or something, and never learned it any other way. But yeah, yeah, Guitar should be fun just to keep messing around with for a while, for forever, hopefully. Totally unrelated though. I guess a little request for those who have made it 15 minutes into the video. The truly dedicated fans. If you have bought any of my products on Amazon or anything, it does help me out a lot if you like leave a review. Hopefully for 5 stars, but I don't care if you're honest and leave a 4-star review. But if you bought like a coloring book or one of my other books or a shirt or something, reviews do help. I heard about one guy who just like put in the back of one of his books, don't forget to review it or something, or be sure to leave a review on Amazon or something in it. There was like a zillion reviews for his book on Amazon or something in it. Super successful or something. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, reviews do help, I don't know if I'll do another coloring book per se. It's like I got into the coloring book, market at a pretty good time, but I feel like it's getting pretty saturated at this point. Like if you go to any like bookstore or arts and crafts store, there's like always a huge rack of just a bunch of coloring books, and in my opinion, not all of them are that great, but I don't know if I really want to put a whole bunch of time and effort into making another coloring book when mine is just going to be thrown out there on that rack, with the rest of them. So yeah, I'm not sure. It makes me wonder. Maybe if I do make another coloring book, I'll just release it online on Amazon only, like I did my first coloring book. It'll just be simpler that way. Who knows? I have to think about that. And I do plan on making a book sometime, publishing a book. It's just like a big, fat book with just like a buttload of my drawings in it. Just like, if you just want to flip through it and look at like all of my drawings. Like, I'm not sure if I should not include all of my drawings, right? Like, is there a reason why I shouldn't include all of my drawings? But I feel like the more the merrier, right? Is there like a reason not to include certain drawings, like if they're not good enough? But I feel like it'd be nice to include the ones I even don't like as much, maybe to a certain extent, just to, at least to show where I've improved from in the past. At least I could present it that way in the book. Yeah. So if people need, someone is feeling a little lacking of inspiration or something, they just want something they could flip through, or I don't know. I don't know what the point of books with drawings in them are. I have 1,000 of them. I like them. Just from like random people I've found in bookstores and stuff, but yeah, I want to make a book like that sometime. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Sometimes I start talking into the microphone, and I'm talking about one thing, and my mouth is going on a little conversation down one road, and at some point there's a fork in the path, and I'm talking down one path, and my mind starts going down another path, and as they get farther and farther apart, what I'm saying starts to make less sense because my mind is farther and farther down a different path. Yeah. Anyways, this drawing is pretty fun. I started out, with a Sharpie, laid out some basic wiggly shapes, and then I just came in and made it look a little bit, I guess it looks a little bit 3D. I added a little bit of body and maybe a little bit depth. I don't know if that's the right word. A little bit of texture to it, with a felt-tipped pen. I guess Sharpies are technically felt-tipped. I don't know if any of these pens are actually, the tip is actually felt when it comes down to it, but that's just what we call them. I don't know what it's made out of. Maybe it is felt. Anyway, so yeah, I added a little bit of texture just with a bunch of hatching. A bunch of little lines next to each other, kind of parallel, and then some other parallel lines in a slightly different direction, and it's pretty fun to do. So like this drawing took me like 20 minutes or something like that. I think the full recording before I edited it down was like 28 minutes or something. So I'm a pretty inefficient artist sometimes, you know, like a 20-minute drawing takes me 30 minutes. That's like working at 2/3 efficiency. But you know, making art isn't always about efficiency. In fact, I don't think it hardly ever should be. It should just be about doing what it takes to draw whatever you feel like drawing, or paint, or crochet, or, you know, bake, or, well, I don't know. There's like a zillion different types of art, you know, so I don't even want to start listing them. So yeah, let me know if you guys want any more of these real-time videos. I can do any real-time videos of, like, if you look on my Instagram or my Facebook, I posted like the first 25 of the 1,000. There's like a grid of photos. I posted them a while ago. Or any of these little 5x5 drawings, I don't mind posting the real-time versions of them. Just let me know if you're particularly interested in one of them, and see if I can do it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, hope you all guys had a good year and a good Christmas and all that. Mine was pretty cool. I ate at Waffle House for Christmas. It was fun. There were a lot of people there. Not just me, like I expected there to be. That sounded super depressing, but it wasn't. Anyways. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you on the flip side. You know, this might be my last video for 2016. It might not be. You know, to be honest, I'm not even sure how many days there are left in the year. Let me see. Oops, that's my weather app. Oh, there's still... This is only the 5th. I thought there were like 3 days left in the year. There's still like 4 or 5 days left in the year. So yeah, you know, if you guys are lucky, there might still be another video. But, you know, many of you could be watching this in the future. Well, all of you are watching this in the future. So say hello to hover cars for me. And not those stupid hoverboards that everyone's buying right now that aren't actually hoverboards. I don't care about those. Those have wheels that touch the ground. Okay. Bye, everyone.